1 2, check 1 2. Welcome back, guys. Back with another YouTube video, first video of 2023. Just want to wish everyone a happy new year. I just want to touch base upon, how I feel after Olympia, after competing, after, preparing most of the year last year for competitions. I feel pretty good about, the feedback that I got from competing at the Olympia. Obviously, I need to get a little bit bigger, more density, and, obviously with my peak too, I think I could have been a bit fuller looking back, because looking at my back pose, that's one thing that I can really navigate and gauge on, like how full I can be. So I feel like I was as full as I could potentially be. The following day I did do a shoot with Dark Sport, and I felt like I was a lot fuller because that night I did have a lot of food. And it's just a lot of trial and error, when you're competing. Even with me, I've been competing for so long now, like 7 years, and I feel like there's still things that I can learn, which is the best part about competing. The goal is always to try to learn from your experiences and see how you can grow from them, and ultimately this is like something that I can take away, and it gives me more motivation going into this year because now I know what I need to improve on and what I can really do to make improvements, and obviously the level of competition I'm up against. So being backstage at the Olympia, I didn't really feel like I was like inferior to anyone, if that makes sense. I just feel like it comes down to who nails their peak on that given day, and anybody can beat anybody, especially at this level when everybody's peaked perfectly and how their prep is. Yeah, so it just really comes down to like who nails their peak, who has the best prep, who has the best year ultimately. If you're competing a lot earlier in the year and you get in front of the judges and you get the feedback, whether it be maintain the same look or get bigger arms, bigger chest. Every athlete's gonna have their own feedback, and me personally, I never really reach out to the judges myself. I kind of just go what my coach Ariel thinks, because he has a good eye for things and he has a good idea on what to do. One of his athletes actually won the Mr. Olympia, Aaron Banks, and he looked crazy from his taper to his waistline. He has like the streamline look for men's physique, and I feel like that's the direction where it's going towards, and I feel like that's going to favor me more so because I've never really been an extremely big guy. I always relied more so on my aesthetics and obviously the shape I can bring in. But this year, I'm definitely going to put a lot of time into making the improvements that I need, and I told myself like I'm going to dedicate this year specifically to really make a big change, because I feel like when I was like 20, well, from like 18 to like 21, I was in such a growing phase that like all I did was bulk. I was eating a lot, training really heavy, and I got kind of burnt out from doing that. So then I feel like from like 24 to like 26, I got kind of lazy with putting on size. I just felt like, oh, I don't really need to be that big. If I can just nail my shape, if I can nail my conditioning, I think I'll be fine. But I think at this level, I really need to nail down all the segments from conditioning to posing. My posing could have been a lot better, but I did find the right front pose that suits me best. So that's a good thing that I can take away from this competition and this whole entire prep. But ultimately, my goal is to make an extreme improvement by the next time I go on stage. So I probably wouldn't be competing anytime soon. I would say probably around June, July is where the time period where I would like to get on stage again, because I want to go on stage with improvements. I don't want to just go on and look the same. And I feel like obviously 2022 last year was like my first year back competing after 2021, which wasn't a great year for me. So to even make it back to Olympia was a huge accomplishment for me, and I can say I'm proud that I was able to do that. But obviously the goal was to be in the mix, and with the level of competition, like I said, with the restrictions being down and all the international guys coming in, everybody looks pretty dialed, and it's very competitive. But again, that gives me more motivation too, seeing the guys back there, seeing the level of competition I'm up against, and it's just not like the USA. We're going against like people from Brazil, China. It's from all over the world. So like I said in my one of my other videos, we're on like a world stage now, and now it's like you're really up against the top dogs of each country, or whoever's the best, they're going to be there. So very excited to move forward with my new goal, which is to maintain a good amount of size, put on size. I'm at a phase right now where I'm just focused on getting healthy, because you know, obviously competing is not the healthiest thing for you when you're dropping body fat, being extremely depleted, the supplements you have to use. You're just not at the healthiest state of being. Obviously, you look incredible and you look insane, but it's honestly not the healthiest thing. And, you know, I'm sure most competitors would agree with it. So, Olympia was probably like 4 to 5 weeks ago. So I've just been on kind of like a maintenance phase where I've been enjoying food. You know, I'm getting dinners with friends and family, living more of like a normalized life. Because when you're on prep, everything is so strict and you're kind of OCD about every little thing that you do, from the cardio, the amount of cardio you're doing, the amount of sleep you're getting, the food that you're intaking. You know, you're trying to weigh everything out. So the approach I took was more of like, let me just enjoy life right now. You know, even after Olympia, I was in Vegas with a lot of friends and family, and it was great. You know, I was able to enjoy food and just do things that I normally wouldn't do, and I feel like it helps me replenish my sanity in a sense. And after Vegas, I didn't really travel much just because I told myself I wanted to get back into a routine before I did any traveling. And obviously, as you see right now, I'm back here in New Jersey. I'm back at home visiting my mom. Haven't seen her in a bit, and, you know, had dinner with my dad last night. So it's good for me to catch up with family right now, just because I'm at the point where, you know, I'm not taking anything too serious. I'm obviously still training really hard. I'm not weighing out every meal, but there's meals that I would weigh out, and I'm really going more so by how I look. I'm just not trying to put myself in a position where I put on excess amount of body fat where it will be an issue where, you know, prep comes around and it's like, damn, I have to get my body composition back to a certain state. So I kind of gauged by how I look mainly, and just enjoying life, you know, enjoying the training. I actually started logging my training, which I've never done before. So this year, like I said, trying to take it to the next level. I'm really trying to improve on all aspects and just make it as efficient as possible. So by the time I get on stage again, hopefully you guys see the improvements. But this has been a long damn journey, and I really appreciate everybody that has been following along. It means a lot to me, and, you know, I do a lot of this obviously for myself, but it's also to help any of you guys that are looking to compete or looking to pursue, you know, competition, and just to give you guys more insight on what goes through my mind as a competitor. You know, it's going to be different from person to person, and obviously I've competed at the highest level. I've been to the Arnold, I've been to Chicago Pro, been to Tampa Pro, and those are shows that I'm looking to do this year. You know, I want to get into those big shows again and compete against the best guys that do go to those shows. So I have a lot in store. And, you know, me and Taj, we're definitely going to be pushing a lot of videos this year. That was another point that we talked about. Like, we really feel like last year was our first year working together, and we did nail a good amount of content together. And I think, you know, it was a good outcome, and I think this year will be even better. So, yeah, just kind of giving you guys a little rundown on, like, where my head's at after competing. But I feel in good spirit. I feel healthy. I'm happy. I have no, you know, regret with anything. I'm not really down about my placing. You know, you're going against the top guys in the world. It's like, it's hard to sit there and dwell upon things. And based on how they looked, it's like, you know, I didn't really sit there and think I beat anybody in the top 10 based on how it looked. Like, it's very comparable, but when you dissect it down to the little details, like, I know a lot of these guys had me beat on conditioning, you know, they're posing, they did their homework, and they nailed everything down to the T, and that's something I took note of. So that's something I'm going to put more emphasis towards. But yeah, I'm here in Jersey. I just went grocery shopping. I did cardio this morning. You know, I was hitting the heavy bag. Usually I warm up on the treadmill for about 10 minutes, and I'll hit the heavy bag for like, I'll do a few rounds on there, and then I'll finish up on the treadmill again. Like, I'm more so focused on the bodybuilding training when I'm in the gym, like weight training wise. But as far as cardio, I'm just playing around things that kind of just I enjoy, you know. Thanks, Mom. Alright guys, I took a nice little nap. Felt pretty tired, and usually with my day, I usually hit the cardio session in the morning and then I'll get a good 2 or 3 meals in. Today I got 2 meals and then I'll get ready for the gym. Today I'm going to show you guys my pre-training snack that I love to use. I'm honestly running low on these products, but I have Gorilla Mode, which I'll do 1 scoop. I believe it's 175 mg of caffeine, so it's honestly enough for me, and I'm going to be hitting some chest today. So I'll do 1 scoop of this. And then Gorilla Nitric, which is more of like a pump product, stim-free, but I like to, when I'm running low. This is honestly like the last of it, so I'm gonna use the rest of it here. And honestly, I've been using these products for like the last month and a half, and I've been having the best workouts ever. Gotta get some more. Actually, I did order more, but it's probably at my apartment. And then intro workout, I'm gonna do EAAs. I'm gonna do 1 solid scoop. And you know, Gorilla Mind, to be honest, these are like the best supplements I've ever used. Personally, I like to use the doses based on how I feel for the day. Some days I'll do 2 scoops of the Gorilla Mode, which will give me about like 300 mg of caffeine. Today I'm just doing 1 scoop of each. Chest day. Alright, just made it to the gym. Old stomping grounds back in Antilles. I remember training here back in 2017 when they first opened up, and now it's like boarded. There's a lot of people, so we're kind of limited with the equipment. I'm kind of going by like what's available, so we're gonna start with the flat bench. My goal is to get 3 working sets, 3 top working sets with the heaviest load, and then 1 back off. Right now I'm just gonna warm up a little bit and then get to the working sets. Right now, as I'm warming up, I'm not going to failure by any means. I'm just trying to get my form down and build up in weight, and use a lot of my energy for the top working sets. So right now I'm doing sets of like 6 to 8 reps. You know, I could probably do this with 20, but it's like the goal is to just prime my body for the top working sets and then use all my energy for those top sets. So right now I'm gonna go for like 8 reps. Feels good. Feel like energy kicking in. Good workout.
Y'all must thought that I was gonna whisper the whole time. I ran out of weed, I sent your bitch out of town. Gave her 1,500 and she came back with pounds. Rappers think they get, but they really just clowns. Gucci stole 100,000, that's just in a day. Always cheating, I'm a dog, think I need a day.
Alright, I'm about to get to the first working set. It's got 275. I'm gonna go for like 10. Well, I'm just gonna max rep it to like failure, but we'll see how many I can do.
Savage loaded chips and dip, I'm not talking about days. Throwback raps, call them retros, I'm not talking about J's. First name 21, last name Huffner, I got too many freaks. 21. Levi jeans, low self-esteem, he on black people meet. 21. Look like Maya, she's on fire, who got the keys to my G's? Who won't smoke, cause I won't smoke, I had a wet dream about me. Kids see my car, they get the plan, bingo. Off-brand rappers stealing all the lingo. 30 on my hip, the label want a single. I green light hits, I don't make jingles.
How many was that? How many was that? I think I got like 8 or 9. Fuck, this shit's heavy as hell. Pretty much just warming up on here right now, and I'm gonna get to a good weight where I feel it's challenging, and I'm gonna just do cluster sets. where I'll go 8 reps, rest for like 10 seconds, 8 reps, rest for 10 seconds to the point where I get to like a failing point, and that'll be considered 1 set. So right now I'm just still kind of warming up. Into the first working set, it's gonna be a cluster set, like I said. I'm gonna do sets of 4 to 6, 4 to 6, 4 to 6. And as far as rest in between, I'm going for like 10, 15 seconds.
I flip it and slip it in regular. I'm not just a local pedestrian. I get that work for the message. I ride with my niggas like Messi. I sell the keys on the regular. I push out the car, it ain't regular. I'm watching my chain, ain't regular. I smash when you brought on the regular. She let me menage on the regular. That bitch when we lay up. Fuck on that bitch when we lay up. Fuck on that bitch when we lay up. I pass out like a layup. I twist my clothes like I had it. Scrub through late night on the Xanax. Tell me you back in that action. Tell me you back in that action.
Y'all must thought that I was gonna whisper the whole time. I ran out of weed, I sent your bitch out of town. Gave her 1,500 and she came back with pounds. Rappers think they get, but they really just clowns. Gucci stole 100,000, that's just in a day. Always cheating, I'm a dog, think I need a cake. Savage loaded, chips and dip, I'm not talking about lace. Throwback raps, call them retros, I'm not talking about J's.
Another set of this. So I got like, how many rounds did I do there? 3 or 4. So that was considered 1 set. I'm gonna do another set just like this. Or I could go a little heavier and then do 2 or 3 rounds. So I'm gonna recover for like 2 or 3 minutes and then see how I feel. cluster sets because you get the most, instead of me going for like 12 straight, I get more efficient reps with rest in between. Feels good. But we're probably gonna jump into another exercise now. That was our second working set. But just when I do cluster sets like this, I'm gonna do 2 sets. But chest pump is serious right now. reps. So I'll go 5, 5, 3, 3, then 2, 2, because I just feel like I can be more efficient with my reps. I'm gonna do about 3 sets of this, and then it'll be the end of the workout. Time for the post-workout meal. I have a reduced fat milk, lactose free. It already has carbs in it and sugar, so it'll be ideal for me, you know, post-workout. And then I'm gonna do 2 scoops of milk chocolate protein, immediately taken right after my workout. And then I'm gonna have another meal, probably like an hour. So what I like to do is right after my workout, I'll do a shake, which, you know, absorbs pretty fast. And then in an hour, I'll get pretty hungry. And then I'll show you guys what I like to eat. But milk chocolate from Gorilla Mine is one of my favorite flavors. If you guys want to support the boy, use code Steven at checkout. Quality supplements, you know, like these supplements are honestly the best supplements I've ever used. Just the quality of it, it's so, how do I say it? From the sleeping products to the nootropics to the pre-workout, like today I felt super wired. Like you can tell right now I'm still like a little antsy from the pre. But it was a great workout. I was training my brother who's behind the camera right now. We had a good workout. Did some chest and biceps. But I'm gonna chug down the shake and then I'll show you guys what I'll be eating in an hour. Alright, so I'm about to cook these steaks right now. There's 2 pieces of New York strip that my mom picked up from the butcher's. And typically I like to cook on pretty high heat. I'll do about 4 minutes on each side. I kind of like a medium rare. I like it more on the rare side, to be honest, just because it's easier for me to eat. But it looks like it's pretty hot, so let's throw these steaks on the little stove top. So I'm gonna let it cook for about 4 minutes, and then I'll show you guys the final product when it's ready and all done. All right, moment of truth. Let's see where my cooking skills lie. Ooh, look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Sweet. All right, guys. This is gonna be the last meal of the night. As you guys can see, I cooked a nice steak. Love steak, and it came out really nice. I have about 250 grams of white rice here. As you can see, I kind of made this like a full day of eating, non-competition prep edition. I have 250 grams of white rice and about probably like 12 to 14 ounces of a New York strip steak. This is going to be my last meal, and this is kind of like how I eat right now, not being on prep. You know, I love to have higher protein, so as you can see, I have, you know, the protein shakes. I mean, a lot of chicken, steak. Breakfast is still same as usual, just eggs and egg whites, and that's pretty much it. And as far as like cheat meals and stuff, I obviously trained chest today, so I wouldn't really consider this a cheat meal because it's still fairly healthy, I would say. Like, I would say a cheat meal is something that I'll get from a restaurant or somebody else cooks, but if I cook it myself, I wouldn't really consider it a cheat meal. I'm saving the cheat meals for the weekends because, you know, I have friends and family that want to get dinner. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoy, you know, kind of like a full day of eating, giving you guys an update with how I feel after Olympia. But I'm going to put some work in and demolish the steak and give the pugs a little piece as well. The bubby. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the workout, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Cool.